Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long boys blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Nonboys Post 1975, and welcome back to a gameplay. A gameplay of a slightly different sort. I say that, but once again I've walked into it because you can see the thumbnail. A subscriber of mine sent me a message on Facebook very recently saying that one of his favourite videos of mine was when I played Mousetrap, that's an 8-year-old video of mine. It's like in, I don't know, probably 280. And I play the original 70s version of Mousetrap because a lot of these board games, now that we've grown up, have become pale water down versions of their former glory. If you see Mousetrap now, it's all cardboard pieces. That was not. That's a very old video. I'm very proud of it because it was the first year of this channel and I was still finding my feet. And he also mentioned that probably a year or so, maybe 18 months ago, maybe even 2 years, I played Mr. Pop. Mousetrap was the original Mousetrap I had as a kid that I found in the attic and dusted off to play, or mainly to build the mousetrap and see if it would work. Mr. Pop was a game I never owned as a kid, and it was, see, back then, before video games and stuff like that, before ZX Spectrum and things like this, it was all about intricate design board games, very unique designs. Look at Mousetrap and stuff like that, and Mr. Pop, to entertain your kids. I cannot but feel a little bit that seems to be missing now, and it's a bit sad if kids don't get to play these board games, because they're brilliant, they're absolutely brilliant. But Mr. Pop was like a big deal on TV. And I remember my cousins had it, and we saw it one Christmas at their house, but never owned it, never got to play it, so it was a given. When I saw that in the shop, I was all over it. So I played that in a video about 18 months ago, and they absolutely loved it. And they said, could they send me a game in the mail, a board game, if you will, that I got the funniest feeling that you once said you would never actually played. And so I said, sure, why not? I like doing board games. So they sent me Operation. Only, here's the thing, and this is how we're going to look at it. This is modern Operation. Now, a little bit of history on Operation. It was created by a student in Illinois in 1965 who then sold it to a toy designer for $500. Don't know what $500 was with inflation in 1965, but I'm assuming it was a pretty sizable chunk of cash. Basically, it was sort of a hand steady, skill-based game. Well, you know what Operation is. And he sold it to them on the condition that they would give him a job. They didn't. They stipped him. That toy designer then sold it to Milton Bradley, who have since been bought out by Hasbro. And the Operation franchise currently sits at about 40 to 45 million US dollars in worth. I'm basing that on the fact that not just because you have the original design of Operation, although this is granted modern Operation, we will get to that. But there are other versions, other franchises. I have seen in a charity shop a Simpsons Operation that basically has Homer Simpson on the table. Now, it's funny because clearly, with the instructions being on the back of the box, this has been dumbed down. But what they haven't taken out of it is you're operating on, I'm not the only person who's made this observation, you're operating on a man who's not had any anesthetic and is wide awake, and you're operating on him quite a lot. Anyway, flip it. So in this version, essentially, it takes 4 AAAs. I will show the board in a moment, but it's a turn-based game and you press the nose. This is based on these instructions. Here's some of the items that you can pull out. It's not complete, the individual tells me, but most of them are there. And it gives you an instruction. I don't know if that's like, it tells you, which would make sense with Homer Simpson, I guess, or something else, what you should take out. And then obviously, as you know, if you touch the side with the metal tweezers, you create the circuit and his nose will buzz, as it did on the original game. But if you look up commercials for it, or adverts for it on YouTube, and people playing this game, the original version, it was a turn-based game where you shuffled cards and the cards would tell you what piece to take out, and then there would be money involved, and you would win that for which piece you were taking out, because of the shape of it would determine the skill level involved with taking it out. Much like modern healthcare, see? So I kind of like that idea. Why have they completely dumbed it down? I think that really ruins the competitive element. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. I never had it. I do know that my older brother had it, and I don't know, for whatever reason, me and Ian never got to play it. Not because he was like, didn't want to share, but it's weird that back in the day when it came to Christmas and stuff like that, you would get gifts for Christmas, and even though they were clearly designed to be two-player, you could completely and utterly entertain yourself of it in a one-player capacity for hours. So I did sit, and I do know, well, the board, maybe I'll find a picture. Maybe I'll insert the picture right here of what the original Patient design looked like. But obviously this one's been brought more up to date with, I guess, a modern designing comical value and stuff like that. And it would appear that the things you are taking out are different as well. Because I'm pretty sure it was all bones and stuff, and maybe a spanner and things like that. The only thing that would appear to be the same is the fact that there was an elastic band here. I'm not sure what bone that represents. Oh my God, it's his tendon. That's beyond dark. But yeah, so they've kind of, I guess, dumbed it down. And then you have a skill selecting switch here. There are no batteries in it at the moment, but yeah, we will put some in and we will go into the other room and we will give it a quick go. Now, I will tell you this right now, and I have no problem in it, I do not have steady hands. I don't know why. I think it's a Wade family thing. None of us have steady hands, hence the fact that none of us are surgeons. So this is where we get to live our dream out vicariously. So let's bang it in the other room. I'll set my camera up on a tripod and we'll see what it's like. But yeah, generally the first time I've ever played, I have witnessed said operation, like in a theatre, like that bit in Seinfeld where he drops a Mentos into him. I have witnessed said operation, but I've never played Operation, so let's give it a go. Right, so here we go. I apologise for the weird angle, but there is a tripod there, and flipping it around and doing it the other way might make it a tad difficult for me to operate on said patient. It's bad enough he doesn't have any anaesthetic. So 2 difficulty settings, we're going with setting number 1. So we press the nose. Oh, no. That's it telling us what we should operate. So as I said, it used to be cards, now it's sound effects. Does this mean if you have the Homer Simpson one, he actually talks with Homer's voice? Otherwise, if it does the same thing, I know I'm reading too much into it, it does the same thing but just uses Homer's picture, then that's beyond a dodgy little cash grab. But anyway, so what you would do normally, well, first of all, we're going to check it works. Seems to work. They're not the greatest tweezers. To be fair, I don't know what the first ones were like. Right, so what's it saying? Well, to be fair, we'll do what we would do. So, player 1 presses it. It's telling us to operate. I'm assuming a belch, excuse me, is a frog. So that's this one here. Come on. Hey, not bad for someone who's got very shaky hands. I blame video games. Should have played more of this shit when I was a kid. Right, so that would be me. I get to go again if I failed, as in, then player 2 would go, so yeah. Dog. Because, yeah. Oh, there we go. Dog. Can you hear my dog barking downstairs? There's no way she can hear this. Right, so that's it. I keep going. I'm friggin' Dr. Kildare. Probably no one knows who that is. Well, you're old like me, you probably do. Is that a toilet or a bucket? Or a tap? See, this is what I mean. I'd rather it just went, take out the tap. I'm going to go with bucket. Right, hang on. Hey! I'm sure I never properly played it when I was a kid. I only saw my brothers and he wouldn't let me play it. Probably because we were younger then, we would lose all the pieces. That it was a lot harder because it was regular shaped bones. I said bone, ha. Phone, because, yeah, we got to put a mobile phone in it, because why not? Hey, just to make sure it is still working. Right, alright. You will ingest these things, mate, that's down to you. Right. Cold. I'm guessing Is that this bit here? Snot. The way it's got move to room to move inside. Oh, does make it difficult. Oh, fuckballs. So imagine I'm not something the patient would want to hear you say, is it? Imagine I'm player 2 now. Elastic band. That's definitely in the original one. I do remember that. A part you can replace easily. Apparently a part you can take out easily too. This is not as difficult as I thought it would be, and like I said, I got shaky hands. Because obviously a bird. So that would mean if I got this, and it was 2 players, just not me, with multiple personalities, we'd be tied 2 for 2, wouldn't we? Sweet, 2 for 2. Is it 2 for... I don't know. Clock, because... Ooh. See, some of these are a lot easier to grasp, and some of them just downright hard, which I guess would be where originally the municipal factor came in, because they know that some were harder, and therefore you were getting more money, because you were essentially playing for points. Bell. Here we go. I don't know what that is. Is this as fun for you as it is for me? Fart. It looks like a skull and crossbones. So fart or biohazard? We'll call this the last one. Oh, I took the frog out. I misinterpreted it for something else, but I don't have all the pieces. Oreo cookie. Ooh. I'd be laughing too, mate, if someone's shoving a scalpel in me with no anaesthetic. So there you go. Let's go back to the other room and round up. I'm not going to lie, it's a tad disappointing. Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit disappointed. The core element of the game is there. The tweezers really... You're right, shut up. Don't seem to give you enough play for the pieces. I don't know if you could see that, because obviously camera's on a tripod. And the sensitivity... I don't know if it's a charity shop thing. Anyone who's got this game can tell me whether that's not true, or it isn't the case, I should say. But the sensitivity doesn't feel like, you know, it's letting you know that you're about to kill someone. See what I mean? Anyway, so it's there. You got your turn-based elements. Bing, off you go. Bing, off you go. I cannot but think it's another example based on what I said at the start of this video about stuff being a pale, you know, and watered-down version of what it used to be. What's wrong with having the cards and the money involved, making it a true skill-based game and giving you some sort of, instead of first person to win, is the first person with the most pieces when the board is being cleared. I know essentially you could say to some degree that's what it is, but I like the idea of there being, you know, a more random approach to what you have to take out by shuffling a pack and having surgical skill cards, and each thing you take out having a level of money prescribed to its difficulty in order to remove. I really, because what are the ages? It says age 6 plus. So I really don't understand why they remove that element. You know, should we not embrace kids to modern healthcare and capitalism? I don't know. That to me is once again an example of, yeah, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but dumbing down a beloved childhood classic board game to a level where, you know, its core, you know, its core sort of play physics are there. But it's just a step too far. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what kids want these days, but I personally would want the original game. But then maybe even though I never played it, I just witnessed it. I'm looking at it through rose-tinted retro goggles, as quite often I do for a lot of these videos. But I do like to do board games. Can you argue? Is this a board game? From time to time. So if you would like to see more, I will definitely do them, because there are always a chunk of board games. You know, every time you go to a charity shop, it's like they are the forgotten gem that the kids these days just do not want to play. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, particularly if you had this back in the day. Or maybe you're a parent now and you've got the new version for your kids, and you too are a little bit disappointed in what it's been relegated to. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.